Hey all, Avros here with the next Lufenia Plus fight. This one is for the Howling Winds raid and the release of Thancred's LD weapons. This one is up against two of the Tiamat bosses, and this one has an orb that spawns in at the start of each wave. Cancel, it cannot be actually cancelled for this fight. Increase is via it taking 800k cumulative HP damage in a turn, which is +1 to a limit of 15, or a bravery damage from an effect. So bonus spheres are actually included in this one, so Faris or Thancred's bonus spheres will work for this. It gives it +12, and the countdown is on player action for a -2. The major attacks to sort of watch out for on this boss is all of the usual stuff there. So you've got the Jet Burst Plus and Jet Fire. So the counter ability for Jet Burst Plus removes all the debuffs on itself, does an AoE Bravery attack, inflicts heat, and is a guaranteed hit. It doesn't actually do any HP damage. And the Jet Fire, which is the recast ability, is a AoE Magic Bravery AoE attack that also doesn't do much, but also inflicts heat there. Heat is a Bravery poison that reduces 100% of I Brave and a 50% of your attack HP poison, or of its attack, I'm pretty sure HP poison for that one. That's the sort of major thing you need to watch out for. The other thing it does is it does turn jump. They will do it at 49 and 29% HP, I believe, and they will also get a HP damage shield for 800k HP damage for those, but both bosses have a fairly low HP count for this one, so not too much trouble with that. And sorry, not at 29, 49, 79, 49% HP, where they'll cut in your turns, and they'll give themselves, I believe it's 3 turns in a row there, and a 999% HP and bravery damage reduction there, which lasts 3 turns as well, so you do need to sort of let them take some turns there to get through that one. So my strategy for this one is I'm going to bring along just 3 burst weapon users. We're going to bring on Gilgamesh, Ramza, and Garnet, and use Faris's Call and as a backup Thancred's Call there for the poison effects to keep control of the orbs, and sort of see how we go with this one and see if we can make it through the fight. So I'm not going to bring a friend unit for this, and we'll see how we go. So let's get started, and we'll see how this one goes. So party's all set up. We've got Pandemonium for the summon here because we're bringing Reigns along as a call for this one, and we'll go ahead and get this one started. Alright, so we're going in. Let's see if we can't deal with these 2 Tiamats here without too much trouble. Alright, so orb's already up. We've got recast on the B. We're going to go ahead and try and get through this as quick as we can. So go ahead and start off with Gilgamesh's LD as we always do. We're going to get those swords up. And of course, you know, used to hearing that from me because we use Gilgamesh so much for these fights. So, and for Ramza, we'll go ahead and just put Ultima up straight away. We're going to let the orb tick down a little bit here before we bother using any of the calls to get it back up. It's +12 every turn that it's on. So, you know, we're going to try and prevent the bosses getting as many turns as we can. But if they do get some turns, we want to make sure those orbs are up, ready to go straight away. So, all is well here so far. And now that's down to the 9, we're going to go ahead and use the Spellblade Sword Dance, get those poisons up. And that should hopefully take care of that without too much trouble. And Divine Judgment. I think the thing with this one is to keep in mind is these orb attacks aren't actually lethal because it doesn't do a HP attack either. So if they do have the orb go off, it's not a huge concern, but you do want to try and prevent it as best you can there because you don't really want these bosses getting their additional turns there and everything, and possibly using the bravery they have to ruin you in that instance as well. So and we'll go ahead and use Eternal Darkness here for Garnet's next turn. Try and get the orb back up, get that 800k plus cumulative HP damage rolling through there, because that will also help keep the orb under control. And we're going to go ahead and use Apocalypse. Oh, we get the delay, that's handy. Not enough to get the orb up a bit more there, but that's all good. You're going to notice that Ultimate Illusion Burst kind of in an awkward order there. I kind of switched off his burst weapon and back on, and then back off again for the ultimate weapon at one point. I was using my ultimate weapon on Zac for a couple of co-ops recently, so it's kind of screwed up my ability order a bit there. That's going to rack the orbs up there, 1.4 million there. So I assumed it would. Alright, there's the jump. Below 79% HP, they're going to cut in turn order. And we should be fine here, because that's going to kind of wreck their plans a bit there. Here comes the Jetfire, and Orbka's going to count back up. Firestorm, like, they're not even going for HP attacks right now. They've got no bravery because of the Faris Orb. And Maelstrom, that's going to drop her bravery down to 1, but no real concerns there. And sort of similar things going to happen here with Boss A. It's going to use Jetfire. The Orb's going to trigger. Faris's LD Cold Poison is so strong, it's going to just drop him down to no bravery left. And we're not going to get any HP attacks back because the recast and everything they've got doesn't have any HP components to it. It just really doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and use Ice Brainstorm and Winter on Boss B. Boss A still has the massive HP and bravery drop, so we're going to avoid attacking it until it gets a chance to take a couple more turns. We're going to hope to not delay it too much here. And just rack up some big damage and use the splash over to Boss A to deal with it here. So need to keep everybody topped up, make sure healing's all going through, so that heat effect is doing the HP damage poison there. So we need to be careful about that. We want to miss Craven Blade would be perfect here. Apocalypse is not ideal because of the delay, but we'll make it work. And Gilgamesh is going to Wild Dance on Boss B. And then it's going to cut and turn order again there. It's down below 49% HP. This is sort of saying about how low the boss HP is in this one. Like, we're on turn 8. We've done a few fancy maneuvers here, but there's not been any real issues with HP drops or anything like that. Massive Strike is going to miss there. I think that does have a HP component, so it's good that it did miss. And then it's going to Maelstrom. The debuffs are all gone, so that's not great. Jetfire again. That's going to cause a break. Boss A is going to get some turns here. It's going to Firestorm us because it doesn't have any bravery either. Faris Orb's going to just sort of drop it all from the calls and everything there. And we're basically back to position here where we've got no major issues with the rest of this fight. I'm going to go ahead and use Galvanize on Ramza there to get a heal. Boss A is going to get another turn. Maelstrom us again. Good drop out Max Brave. That's fine. And now that heat's basically gone from all of our characters here for this one, go ahead and open fire, get the poisons back up from Faris. And there we go. All back under control. Eternal Darkness. And that's going to heal everybody as well. Upside of bringing 2 essentially support/healer units for this one. We definitely got a way of getting our HP back up without too much trouble. Cut and turn order again. Boss A is below 49% HP. So we're going to have to deal with that as well. But that's why we got the poisons back up from Faris. So here comes Massive Strike. Only bravery on that one. Okay, it doesn't have a HP command. That's good. Poison's going to drop it back down to 0. It's going to have 2 more turns here. Maelstrom to drop out bravery. And last but not least, it's going to go for 1 more attack here. Jetfire again. It's going to try and get the heat debuffs up. Yep, so everyone's back with 1 turn of heat. So it's going to be that HP drop again. And we're going to go ahead and use Ice Brainstorming Winter. Get the launch and delay again. Now that they're back below the 49% and they've got that HP damage reduction back off, we're just going to go all in, get as much damage up on them as possible as we can. Running out of some turns there on the burst auras, but that shouldn't be too much trouble. And there we go, there's the HP damage shield again on Boss B. So we'll go ahead and take advantage of the Innovate Triple Plus here from Ramza. Now he's got it. That'll cut through that shield without too much trouble. Oh, it didn't actually get through all of it, but that's fine. Because Gilgamesh is going to go ahead and Hurricane. We're just not wanting to go into his burst phase with that heat debuff still up, so we're just going to try and drop it off him first. Get a delay. Ooh, a launch as well, that's handy. And that's going to clear that off of him. And might not even get a chance to use his burst phase here. Boss A's got some turns lined up. More than 1 turn of poison left. You know what? We'll just go for for the Pandemonium Summon here. We'll go ahead and use Peridot Thunderflash. Hope for the fast turn order. There we go. Yep. Gonna get another turn. Heat's gone from her as well. That's good. And we will go ahead and use Holy Prayer. That's going to top everyone back up to full HP. That's going to take care of the rest of this fight, basically, at this point. There's no real way for these bosses to get us down again, low. And Idle Eternal Darkness trigger, so that's perfect there. Excellent. Alright, everyone's got really high bravery. We're just going to get some launches and stuff onto Pandemonium and really just finish this off. And if we come out of the summon, we still got too much HP left, we can go ahead and use Gilgamesh's Burst Phase, Mythgraven. Everyone's got additional bonus HP now. Like, this fight's over. There's not really anything left we need to worry about for the rest of this one. We'll even actually go ahead and use a, I suppose I misjudged here on Gilgamesh, just to get as much damage out of as possible, use his LD attack there. So that was the strategy for this one. It wasn't too much trouble. You really can just get through this one with a couple of good poisons on calls, so not so much to worry about there. And launch is always a solid damage option, so Ramza is really great for this one. And between the two burst effects, because they've got so much HP damage up on Ramza and Garnet there, bringing both those to any fight is just going to increase your damage by such a significant margin that you really can just get through so many of these fights without too much trouble, just bringing those two in a good damage unit there, which Gilgamesh fits the bill for that, and has his ultimate weapon, which makes a big difference there as well. And seeing as he's still got one use of Eternal Darkness left, I'm going to go ahead and actually not use a burst phase in this one. This should be enough to finish off the last boss there. If it's not, Gilgamesh has got it on the next turn anyway, but it's 1% HP, so that's... Oh yeah, and we get the launch as well. Yeah, easily enough. Not a problem at all with this one. 14 turns. 3 burst uses though, I mean, like, that's going to take care of most fights without too much trouble. If you can make the orb manageable with that, and that is the end of that one. So... we'll just check the artifacts and everything here. These all do have good artifacts, so you got good orbs on all of them. Yeah, well over score, 14 turns. We took 8 bravery breaks, but that's fine. It's because we took no HP damage. We cleared well within the 90 turn count. And yeah, fantastic artifacts on all of them. Really good orbs across the board here. And that's the end of that one. So if you've got any further questions or queries on how to clear this one or need any further assistance, please ask in the comments down below. That's going to be it for me until the next video. So thank you for watching, and Otsuavi.